Hey, this is Ian from PageTest. In this video, we're going to be covering the dashboard and seeing how we can delve into the results of our content tests that we're producing on our pages. So first of all, when we log into our account, we'll see the dashboard. And depending on what you've added onto your site already, you're going to see a bunch of numbers here and hopefully some test impressions. These are reasonably self-explanatory, but I'll run through them very quickly. Obviously, websites is the number of different websites you've added that you're testing, and then the number of pages within those websites, and then the number of tests within those pages, and then specifically how many different content variations we have within those pages. Finally, we have the number of impressions, so how many times those content tests have been seen. And obviously the most important one is how many recommendations, how many improvements have we found. As we scroll down this page, first of all, we can see our test impressions day by day across all of our sites. So we can see exactly where our test impressions are being spent day by day. And then very importantly, down at the bottom, we can see the specific content test recommendations. This is where we've set up a test and we found some level of improvement. For example, here we can see on the home page of App Institute, we've got a website button and we've had 425 impressions to that so far. We found a 241% improvement. Now we can click any of these recommendations here, and that's going to jump us straight into the specific area within the website section. So in this case, we can see where we're testing and the name of the test. We can see our current control content, so that's the kind of the current live content that existed on the site already. We can see that 9% of our traffic has been split to that test. As we can see, it's a natural split across all of them. We can see the impressions per bit of content and the results they've had. So in this case, how many clicks that we got there. Then what we can see from a color coding perspective, anything that's green shows an improvement. So in this case, we can see we've gone for a similar, or a little bit more impressions here, but percentage-wise, it's 131% better improvement. So anything that's green is an improvement over our current control test or our control content. And then anything that's this kind of pinky, orangey, salmony sort of color is actually where the test is actually worse than the control content. So in this case, you can see only getting one click from the 25. In this case, obviously, it's a 38% worse improvement. And then finally, the one that we're looking for is the gold, the one with the little cup, which shows that that's the winning one. So in this case, we can see that for the 42 impressions so far, that's generated 11 clicks. That's a 306% improvement over our control content. So if we were going to make the decision and implement the recommendation now, we will be changing the content from get my app free to make my app free and easy. Very simple. And again, obviously in this point, we know we're looking at the website button. So we're kind of looking at this generate my app here, or it could be the unleash your creativity. One of these tests, one of these buttons that we're testing is in this case, it's the website button. So this generate my app free is obviously one of the ones that we're presently testing, but it looks like make my app would be the simplest one. From this point, we can also kind of jump back, just using the back button. We can see all the different tests that we have. Again, for this URL, we can see the name that we've been given them, the priority that we set, so that we should be getting more impressions for the higher priority tests and lower impressions for the lower priority tests. And we can also see where we've found an improvements. In this case, like the website button, we found 9 improvements. It's one we've just looked at. We can see everything that's green or gold is obviously an improvement. Whereas this one, the top call to action button, we can see to unleash your creativity, which is kind of the content we have here. Unleash your creativity is presently the winner with an improvement over the try it out, which is our base control. Of course, with all of these elements, we can change the date range if we want to look at kind of over a different specific time, or even a custom period where we can set those times. In addition to that, in this case, we'll just jump back to App Institute. We can see the different pages we're testing as well. So we can see, again, the impressions, the number of tests, whether they're live or active, or whether obviously they're paused. Again, we can kind of see whether there's improvements in those. And this will obviously reflect, let's just go to this App Institute one here. If we go to this top level page, if I then also using the Chrome extension go to test this page, we're going to see the same test details, in this case header title, website button, call to action button, strapline and second strapline, which are the same tests that we see here, and we can see all the different various elements that we've set up, like the priority. So if I choose this one here, we can see the priority here is set to 4, whereas equally if we go to second strapline test here, second strapline test, we can see that priority is set to 4. Sorry, yes, set to 4, the other one set to 5. So we can see exactly the kind of the same in our dashboard as we're seeing when we're using the Chrome extension, which obviously what we're using to actually define the tests. So great correlation and a very simple way of being able to see all of your tests from a dashboard level down. Most importantly, to see the recommendations and drill down to those recommendations, decide which ones that you're ready to implement. Hope this brief video has been useful. Of course, any questions, we're here to help. If you're ready to get started, simply head over to PageTest.AI. From there, click Get Started, sign up for free. With our plans, we have a free which gives you 10,000 impressions per month. So that's 10,000 tests that you can conduct and work out your best winning content and do a better conversion on page, improving it on page SEO, which obviously going to have a big impact on your overall traffic effectiveness. Like I said before, I hope this video has been useful. We're here to help. Reach out to us in support. Just hit the little chat button and we'll answer any questions you might have. See you on the other side. You take care.